Hello, everybody. My name is Ian, and I will be the one conducting this sort of session here. So I am a first-year class rep from the from Xavier Block, BSc CMZ, and so yeah, I'll be conducting this. I do have a few helpers here today for the sake of the Q&A session right at the end. So we do have Anmol from the Physical Sciences, who is also first year. Anmol, you can say hi.
Hi guys.
Yeah, so
Hey.
we have that. We have Giselle, who is our who will be entertaining questions related to the Arope block. Who is also first year board member. You may say hi, Giselle.
Hey everyone.
So we also have Jensen, who will be entertaining admin block related questions at the end of this. Who is also a board member. So you may say hi, Jensen. First year. Yeah.
Hey guys.
So yeah, that's that. Okay. Anyway, so I decided to keep this seminar for you guys because well, I actually had a whole load of questions from you guys, DMs asking for help to set the server, this, that, this, and it's really nice. I do love helping, but might as well make it a sort of uniform experience. Let everyone learn in a way. So after this, if you do have specific questions, you're always free to DM me, ask for help. Doesn't matter. Okay. Anyway, so in the session today, we'll kind of be dealing with a few things. How to create your own server, how to create your own channels, categories, how the permissions work, setting up permissions for various channels, private chats, chats that you want to be exclusive to certain people but not other people, bots, how you add them, and how to follow specific channels, right? So I think you guys are able to see my screen now. So yeah, we can begin. Anyway, and yeah, if you guys have any questions at all, write them down or remember them. Keep them at the end. Depending on who they're sort of aimed towards, we'll end up answering them. So yeah, we can begin now. This is just a sort of template server I've created just for the sake of explaining this. So how do you actually create a server, right? So you'll have this plus. Oh yeah, and by the way, everything I teach you here, it is applicable on mobile. I will be showing it to you on PC because the process itself is so much harder. Easier to do on PC. It's a little difficult to do on mobile, but if you do need help, again, you can always DM me after this. If I'm free, I'll definitely get back to you. Okay, so yeah, you see this plus here, that's how you actually create a server or add your own. If you want to join a server, all you do is click on join a server and you'll just type in the name there. But in this case, we want to create our own, right? So you can upload a picture here. You don't need to do it now, you can always do it later. And the server name, for the sake of this, I'm just going to call it test server. And you have this thing. I'm making a server for a club or community. You can take this, but I suggest not doing it. Right? Do not do it because you're only doing it for like a private classroom, and there are certain features that you can get that you can't get with the private classroom stuff. But that's to do with public stuff anyway. You do not want this. You want this to be private to your classroom. So yeah. So now we have the server. Once you do that, this is what you will see. Over here you'll have yourself, of course the crown basically shows the owner. When the server is small, you'll have it. The moment you get a few people, it's going to go away. So you're going to have this. I've already created a template where I'm going to show you stuff, which is here, right? So I've done a few things here. Anyway, so yeah, that's how you create a server. This is what it will initially look like. You can change it around. You can drag off the categories. This is how you collapse channels, by the way. If you have a whole list, how you collapse them, you can drag them around, put one above the other, so that's how you create an actual server. So how do you create a channel, right? These are what you call channels. This is what you call a category. So imagine I want a category now for the sake of for example tests, right? So all I do, right click over here on this panel, anywhere on this panel you can just right click except for existing areas, create category, right? That will give you this whole thing. Now category name, pretty self-explanatory. Give the name like how you see here. Over here it says announcements, general subjects. So I'm just going to put this as tests, right? And private category, what this does is it lets you select certain roles to be in here. Currently I haven't actually, well, I have created roles but I haven't given myself a role, so I'm not able to do this. Hold on just a second. For the sake of this, I'm just going to make myself a class rep. Yeah. So now when I create a category, I'm gonna call it test. Yeah, private category, whatever. It doesn't need to be private. I'm just gonna make it public for now, right? So now you have this category called tests. There are no channels in this category, right? Over here, subjects, you have all these channels. You have no channel here. So you can see I'm opening it down. This is like a drop down box. I'm opening it down. There's nothing in there. So how do you actually add something in there? I can right click and click on. Sorry, I can, yeah. I can click on this plus here, or I can right click on this blank space and click on create channel. The differences between the two is that if I click on the plus here, the channel will automatically come underneath this drop down box, right? Underneath this category. If I do it like this, it'll just come over here randomly. So if I do it right now, for example, okay, test channel over here, test discussion, yeah, test discussion, check text channel. So it'll come on as just a general thing, like not underneath any category, right? The categories are mainly here just for the sake of segregation. So you can, like, you know, announcements under one area, general under one area, subjects under one area. So I'm just gonna, yeah, so this is here for now. This is not under anything. Imagine you made the mistake and you don't know how to actually put it into the actual test category. All you need to do is click and drag it underneath here. You'll see this green line right here. You see this green line? Just drop it when you see that and it should go underneath this. So now once I click on it, it comes up. So yeah, that's how you create a category. Right click, create category, and to create a channel, all you do is click on the plus or right click here, click on create channel. If you want to create a voice channel, so channels where you can talk, all you need to do is do that, just voice channel, that's it. So test discussion voice, that's it, that's all you need to do. So now setting permissions. What exactly are permissions? So permissions are something that you want something to do or not do. For example, I'm going to go into the Student Council official server for this, and let me go into, you know what, yeah, entertainment, right? Imagine I want to play around with Dank Meme. I want to get my hourly wage. So I can type the command here in the Dank Memer channel itself. But if I go to Meeseeksland and type it, I get no confirmation here. I get nothing. Like I can type all the Dank Memer commands I want, but I will not get them underneath the Meeseeksland channel. This is basically what permissions allow you to do. They allow you to set who or what can talk in what channel. This is not exclusive to bots. This is exclusive to people as well. Like for example, like now you can see that I have access to all of this. It's simply because I am an admin here. But otherwise, you guys may have access to a specific channel. So if you guys are like Xavier Blockboard members, all you can see is this stuff and the announcement stuff and stuff like that. You can't see any of the private office bearer chats. You can only see these two channels. So that's what I mean. Like that's what setting permissions will do. So now I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of insight, right? My class, CMZ, Chemistry, Microbiology, Zoology, right? But there are botany students as well in my class. So what do I want to do if I want like text, like text. So chemistry is common to all, microbiology is common to all. Zoology and botany is where the split here happens. So what I've done is I've actually created roles: chemistry, microbiology, zoology, botany, and English. I'll explain what the separate forms are. So now I have the class rep role, right? You have role setting. Display role members separately from online members. What this does, this specific setting, what it does is that, like, you see how it is here: Vice President Aparna Prashant, Joint Secretary Steve Shaji. You have Xavier Blockboard displayed on their own. Arupe Blockboard displayed on, well, currently there's only one member online. Admin Blockboard displayed on their own. Associate Secretary Xavier class. That's how it is. That's what that specific setting does, right? So yeah, allow anyone to mention this role. What this basically does is, you know how when anyone puts out announcements, you have the announcements that you have the sort of tags, the mentions, the pings at Xavier class reps, at Xavier Blockboard, at Arupe class reps, at everyone. That's basically what mentions are. If I deny this, right? Basically, you won't be able to ping me. Maybe as a class rep, you want to like ask me a question or something, you want to type in at class rep. You won't be able to do that if I have this disabled. So ideally speaking, you guys should have this enabled for your own servers. And this as well, just for the sake of neatly organizing stuff. Administrator, this is very, very dangerous to give your classmates. So I do not suggest you give this. As class reps, it should be only you guys that are administrators. What administrator lets you do is basically now look at this, right? For example, let's take Anmol. Right, Anmol is not Anmol is not an admin here. He only has access to what he should have access to. I, being the IT guy here, I have access to everything because I need to manage, I'll need to bug fix, I'll need to add bots, remove bots, configure bots, That's why I have an admin role, but otherwise do not grant this sort of role to your classmates. So do not let your classmates have the admin role. That's that. They'll be able to do everything. So view audit log. Audit log. This is not really important. It basically allows your classmates to view these servers. Audit log. What the audit log is basically you go here, and now streamer mode because I'm recording my thing. But yeah, you'll be able to see the people that join, the people that leave. That's what basically the audit log is. It shows you all that information. Manage server. Again, do not give this to your classmates. They'll be able to make a whole mess of everything. This is basically so that you can change the server name, you can change channel names, you can change channel permissions, stuff like that. Do not give them stuff like this. Manage roles. Again, this I mean, if you guys do have handy helpers, you can give them this role. This is basically what this is. You'll be able to give your classmates role or take away their roles. Now, as the owner, if you guys decide to join this server that I created, I can manually give you roles. But for example, if Anmol was to join, he wouldn't be able to give you guys any roles because underneath everyone, the manage roles is disabled, right? So you have that. Manage channels. Again, it's kind of similar to manage server, except it's on a lower spectrum, right? Manage channels. They can create channels, they can edit permissions, they can delete channels. Again, do not give this to your classmates if you wish to maintain some sort of decorum in your server. Kick members. Oh yeah, one more thing. Having administrator perms automatically means that you have all this on. Even if some of them are off, it ignores that. It basically turns all of them on. So it's a very, very dangerous permission to grant. Kick members. This is self-explanatory. You just I allow permit members to kick other people out, which again, do not do that. You should be the only people that have this permission. Ban, again, self-explanatory. Create invite, right? This is meant to be something personal to your server, personal to your class. So I do not advise that you let your classmates have this permission. And also you'll be able to see it in the audit log as to who creates an invite and who shares it. If you do decide to give permissions, you can see all that. So it's not like they remain anonymous either. Change nickname. This is relatively harmless. Members with this permission can change their own nickname. It's pretty self-explanatory. Manage nicknames. Again, do not let this permission. People, pretty big gateway for bullying. So make sure you keep that off. Basically, it allows them to manage other people's nicknames. Right? Manage emojis. It allows them to add or remove specific server emojis. Like I don't know if you guys know this, but in the student council server, there's this emoji that's basically the student council logo. People with the manage emojis permission would be able to remove or add more. Manage webhooks. A webhook is it's nothing you guys should actually concern yourself with. It's nothing important. So just leave it off anyway. But yeah, it's nothing that you guys will be dealing with throughout your tenure as a class rep or ever for that matter. Read channels, read text channels and see voice channels. Of course, you guys need this on. They need to actually see the stuff. Send messages. Again, another thing. There are general permissions and there are specific permissions, right? These under the server area, under the server settings, these are what are known as general permissions. There is an order of hierarchy to this. So basically, you have general permissions and you have specific permissions. The specific permissions always override general permissions, so they take a higher priority than general. Specific permissions are basically like if I set permissions for a specific channel, those are specific permissions, right? Channel permissions. But general permissions are just general guidelines. That's how they are. Send TTS messages again. You can keep this on. This is just it's the equivalent of sending a voice note, except it's an automated voice. You have to type in /TTS, type your message, and then whenever someone sees it, there's an automated voice that will speak it out. Manage messages again. Do not give this to people. This is more or less an administrator thing, a cluster thing. Yeah, members with this permission will be able to delete other people's messages, which is not something that you want. Embed links. Just let this enabled. If you want to add bots, most of them send their messages via embeds. So yeah, keep this on. Attach files. If you guys want to send pictures, PDFs, stuff like that, again, keep this on. This is pretty important. Read message history. This should be on. What read message history basically is, for example, like if it's off, right, people will be able to see the messages in a channel once, but when they go back to that channel, they won't see the message again. That's what message history is. So make sure you keep that on. Mention everyone here and all roles. This specific permission is more or less an override to this permission. Allow everyone to mention this role. Ev- uh, Regardless of not whether this is enabled or disabled, if this is enabled, they will be able to ping you anyway. So that's enable or disable it at your own discretion. That's your own thing. Use external emojis. Again, there's no harm in letting people have this. Is basically if they are a part of other servers and they have the Discord's premium service called Nitro, they'll be able to use the emojis from that server in this server. Add reactions. So again, I don't know how many of you know about this. Majority of you are probably new to Discord. So whenever someone sends a message, you probably see like all of a sudden there's like a thumbs up that pops underneath their message or something like that, or like a smiley face. That's basically what a reaction is. So let me show you guys that right now. So if I type something here under botany, so that's that, right? So this is a message. A reaction is this. So if I scroll downward, that is a reaction, and then people can click on that. If I click on it now, it will go away because I'm the only one that reacted to it. Voice permissions. Connect. This dictates whether or not they'll be able to connect to a voice channel. Again, I'll teach you guys how this works. We'll get later. We'll get to this when we get to the bots area. I'll teach you guys how to add bots and work around with one specific bot. Speak. Whether they'll be able to speak or not. In the student council server, if you guys noticed, in the music channel, the moment you connect, you'll be muted and you won't be able to unmute yourself in that channel. So that's because the permission to speak is disabled. Video. In voice channels, you can also turn your video on. So yeah, that's that. It's disabled under music, but under the general chat, it's actually enabled. So if you guys do ever want to have video conferences, you can do that. So yeah, mute members. Again, this is a sort of this is something that deals with other people. This is an administrative permission, whether or not you'll be able to mute other people. So word of advice: do not grant this to your classmates. Deafen members. This is basically the same thing as mute, except it's for your ears, whether you can let them hear or not what's going on. Again, more administrative stuff. Do not let your classmates have this. Move members. So basically what this permission does is, if you have two voice channels, the person with the move members permission will be able to move one person forcefully to another voice channel. That's what this permission does. It's yeah, you'll be able to forcefully move people to other voice channels. Use voice activity. This, I suggest you guys keep this enabled, because if it's disabled, they will have to use the push to talk feature for voice channels. What push to talk is, basically you have to click on a button to talk, and some people might find that annoying. Priority speaker. So this, what this does is, imagine your classmates are talking and you have an announcement to make, like a quick impromptu announcement, right? You join the voice channel and they're all just talking over each other. Everything's a mess. you won't be able to talk. So what the priority speaker option does, if I have it enabled as a class rep, if I have it enabled, when I go into a voice chat and I talk, it will dullen everyone else's voice and it will enhance your voice. So people will be able to hear you clearly. Okay, cool. Again, if I did go to,
Okay,
yeah.
Ian, could you go back to the roles once? I just want to clear something up.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Uh, yeah, so this is how Ian wanted to set up his server. He wanted to make roles for each subject. What you can do instead of that is also make roles for combinations instead. So I think he could, if you want to make it simpler, he wanted to make it much more elaborate. Okay, so this is what I had done. Okay, as you can see, the way I did it was I made a class guide just in case our class guide wants to join, class reps, server management, and then I had a combination role that is PCAM and PCSM. So instead of making multiple roles for each subject, I chose to make it this way. So what this did, uh, as you can see in academic, I made each channel for every subject, but made sure that only computer science can join computer science channel and the computer animation students can join computer animation class. So that's how I chose to do it. You can do it either way. The way Ian did is much more elaborate, so you have much more control over each subject. I chose to do it over each combination.
So now, how do you actually do what? No, Anmol said that he restricted certain people to be able to see certain channels, like the PCAM and PCSM. They can only see their own channels. Similarly, here zoology and botany are two opposite sort of courses here, right? So zoology is CMZ is one course, CMB is another course. The way you actually sort of restrict vision is by going to edit channels, permissions, and you can do it two ways. One, disable everyone from reading messages. What this will do is that it'll automatically remove them from being able to see it, and then you can add role members here, go to botany, in my case anyway, read messages, and save changes. Or you can do it via the private channel option, which since I did it like this, it already turned this on. But what I can do is, if I want to do it via the private channel option, I just click on this, it'll pull this thing up, add role or member, botany. So now only the class rep and botany can see it. The only reason I can see it as class rep, the only reason the class rep role can see it is because it has administrator perms. Now you guys are probably wondering, why do I need this? You know, they can see everything. Well, the thing is, the whole reason that we brought Discord here was so that you can have a proper sense of organization while bringing everything together. So it might be more work as class reps for us to set up, but that's only initial investment when it comes to time. When it comes to actually managing everything, it becomes easy, especially for the students, right? So yeah, that's that. So now if I actually if I do this, so now if I look at that botany, as you can see, as a botany student, if I have the role of botany, or you can't see that here, but if I have the role of botany, I can only see chemistry, microbiology, botany, English, and language. Okay, this is just a rudimentary thing. In my personal server, I've split up the language as well. Or if I have zoology instead, I'll be able to see the zoology. So that's how it works. The general and everything is common to everyone. So that's how you do the restriction that Anmol and I did on our servers. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, that's that. Now we come to bots, right? How do you actually deal with bots? How do you add bots to your server? How do you get them to use? Before that, another thing. Uh, there is this option here called system messages channel, right? It's underneath overview, system messages channel. This basically, when someone joins or leaves a server, it'll put out a message here. You notice in the student council server, it's actually like whenever someone joins or leaves, you can't see it here. That's because you have a backend channel that only we can see, that shows us the people that joined and left. So yeah, you guys can do that by creating a sort of create channel, new joinees, and restricting it so that everyone can't see it. So if I go down here, everyone can't read, right? So now normal people can't see this, right? Imagine I'm a new person and I'm joining this server, right? So if I do that, see, look, they can't see that channel that I just made. And then what I can do is server settings and set system messages to new joinees. So now whenever someone joins or leaves the server, it'll come in new joinees, so your normal general chat won't get flogged up. Okay, so now I'm gonna teach you guys how to actually add bots into your server, right? I'm gonna do this with the help of Rhythm. So Rhythm is a music bot that you guys are probably familiar with if you've joined any of Amno's music sessions. Okay, so yeah, all you need to do is type in the name of the bot and just bot Discord. So it's just the general procedure for anything. But yeah, when it comes to bots, every bot is built differently. It's built to the vision of the person that made it. So the actual method to get in your server is different. In terms of Rhythm, all you do is enter the website and just click on Add to Discord. When you do that, this small thing will pop up, right? You'll be able to select a server that you are a moderator of. Either you need to have administration perms or manage server roles, I think, in order to add a bot. So as of now, I'm going to add a bot to the bioscience server temp. So once I do that, see, currently Rhythm is asking for administrator pumps. I'm going to let it for now, just to show you guys why that's not a good idea when it comes to certain bots. Right? Okay, so that's done. So now if I go back to Discord, you will see that Rhythm has joined us. Right? So yeah, the system messages, as you can see, it's right here. It's under new joinees. I'm just going to give Rhythm a bot role just for the sake of identifying it as a bot. The bot role doesn't have any special permissions. So now Rhythm is in our server. So what if I want to listen to music, right? I'll have to join music VC, and I can go to music bot commands, type in exclamation mark P freecon by con, right? I can do that, but I can do that on every other chat as well. I can do it on general chat, I can do it on the test chat, I can do it on the Mima chat, I can do it everywhere. That's not what you want. Well, maybe that is what you want, but that's personally I don't want it that way. Maybe some of you don't want it that way either. So you need to restrict where a Rhythm can actually message. It's the same process as doing it for other people. So as of now, I do not want Rhythm to message anywhere else except for music bot commands. I want it to be able to read and reply only under music bot commands, and I only want it to connect to music VC. In order to do that, I first need to remove admin perms. When you bring a bot into a server, right, it will automatically create a role for it. If you guys remember, this role was not here before. There are some bots that do not use this system, but for the most part, all bots, when you add them into your server, they have a role. And if you remember earlier, when I was adding the bot, it asked me to let it have administrator perms. You can still add the bot without letting it have administrator perms. I just did it for showcase purposes. But as of now, I am going to remove administrator, right? Save changes. So as you can see, well, as of now, Rhythm is still allowed to message on every single channel. So in order to make sure that it can't message on every single channel, you need to remove its visibility, right? So it doesn't. There are some bots that override not being able to text. So what would just you see this read text channel and see voice channels. If you wanted to. If you wanted to not be able to specifically see any channel, all you do is just disable that. Make sure that's disabled. Even for everyone, just you need to make sure that's disabled. Yeah, so that's that. I can still see it here because there's a lot more thing to be gone. But anyway, so music bot commands. I just need to make sure. Yeah, when you add a certain permission, certain what do you call it? Permission, a bot or a person, a group of people that you want to be able to access certain channels or not. Again, I showed you guys that process for roles for certain people. It's basically the same for bots. So I do not want it to be able to do all this stuff I do want it to be able to read, send text to text, blah blah blah. I do want it to be able to do all this underneath the music bot commands and only underneath music bot commands, right? So I enable all of this here, but I do not want rhythm to see Memer. All I need to do is go to permissions, go to rhythms permission, right? Add it here and set read messages to no. That's all you need to do. You don't need to put X's on all of these. Just read permissions. Sorry, read messages. That's it. That's all you need to do. And see, look, it's disappeared from here. Even in general, right? Another thing, rather than doing it for all the channels specifically, like for example, now if you go to announcements, I can see it here. Class announcements, I can see it here. Test, I can see it here. All I need to do is announcements, edit category, permissions, add rhythm, not let it read text and see voice channels, save. And now the permission I set underneath this category, it will apply for all three channels. If you want, you can always go to that specific channel and override permissions. So remember when I told you guys earlier, you have general permissions and you have channel specific permissions. In between that, you have category permissions, which is sort of a gateway between the two. But usually most people don't consider that. Again, you can do it this way and then manually reset. So yeah, it's not supposed to be able to message under here because this is private for only admins. Announcements chat, again, I just disabled it. Under general, it can still see general, so I'm just going to disable that real quick. Read messages, there you go. That's all you need to do. Yeah, so now the only text chat it can access is music bot commands, right? But there's still an issue here. It can still access the general VC even if I don't want it to, because I never let it stop. I never let it not access general VC. So if I try to go here now, right, and type in, as you can see, it can access the channel. It's not supposed to be able to. This is mostly for the sake of maintaining a sort of integrity, right? You don't want stuff to be going anywhere. Again, if you guys don't want to do any of this, you can just create just a general server. But this is just for the sake of maintaining some sense of order. All you need to do is go to the channel that you don't want it to access, right? Add rhythm underneath roles and members, and disable the view channel permission. That's it. So now if I try to go to general VC and if I add the bot, no permission to connect to general VC. But if I do the same thing here, I should have picked a shorter song, my bad guys. Yeah, see, it'll be able to join me. And so yeah, that's how you add bots, that's how you configure them. Remember, the process for each bot is different. This is merely a music bot, so I wanted to be able to only access this channel and this voice chat. Maybe you guys want to add a moderation bot like Dino that can, catch curses, stop people from cursing, stop people from spamming, mute them and stuff. So yeah, that's that. Maybe you guys want to add entertainment bots. Again, Memer. I can add dank Memer to the server, and I can make sure it can only read in the Memer chat, which would restrict it there. That comes to the last category underneath, like for the session, which is following channels. The purpose of it is to alleviate the problems of you guys having to copy paste messages from Discord to WhatsApp and then download the picture. Like for example, on PC, I'm on PC right now. If I go to this announcement that Paloma made, right, I can copy this whole thing, I can paste in WhatsApp. But this picture, I have to click on it, I have to click on open original. Then after open original, I have to right click, it'll open it up on a Discord link, right here. It'll open it up like this. Sorry for the really bright screen. Right click, save image as, I have to save it, and then I have to go to WhatsApp, and then I can post it, right? It's a hassle. So how do you actually save that hassle? You can use this feature that's conveniently there here, right? So all I need to do is go to the Student Council official server. After creating an announcements channel, in this specific template server that I created, This is the announcements channel, right? For the Student Council Official, SCO. That's what it stands for. It's an acronym, right? So after you create a channel specifically for this, all you need to do is go to the Student Council Official server, right? Once you go there, go to the public announcements channel. You have to be in this channel. Over here, my follow button is up here, but you guys will probably have it down here. It's again, it's because I have an administrative role, it's up here, but you guys will probably have it down here. All you need to do is click on follow. When you do that, you will have this thing popping up, right? So all you need to do is click on the server. Again, if you guys own other servers, you'll be able to see a whole list of servers here, own or moderate. But in this case, we want to send it to Bioscience Server Temp. This is the server that you select. After that, you select on the channel. You can't just have it go to any channel willy-nilly. You need to have a specific channel, which is what we created earlier on, SEO announcements. So this is where we wanted to go, SEO announcements. The small text at the side that's written in gray and capitals. This is the name of the category that it's under, right? So if I go here now, announcements. This is the name of the category, and this is the name of the channel, SEO announcements. So this is where I want all of it to go. Yeah. So now, if you can see, it says it right here. Jesse Eisenwald, which is my online alias, has added Student Council Official public announcements to this channel. Its most important updates will show up here. So again, if I put up a announcement here, which for the record I won't be doing normally, it's just for the sake of this. Apparently I can't even spell today. Okay, yeah. So now they will put this out here, right? Imagine like Aditya's here, and imagine puts out an announcement, and at the bottom he says, class reps, share this with your classes, right? In a different message. They can selectively select what message they want to upload to classes, and when they do that, they'll publish. This is not what you guys will do. They'll publish it, and it'll be visible in your servers now. This is what it'll appear as: Student Council Official Public Announcement Server, Test Announcements. Right? Every bot has a prefix. Now, if you see for Rhythm, the prefix is exclamation mark, right? For Dino, prefix is question mark. For Dank Meme, the question mark, the prefix is please, PLS, please. There are many bots. It's a bot exclusive feature, right? The way you can change prefixes. You might add bots that have the same prefixes, like Meeseeks and Rhythm. They have the same prefixes, which are exclamation mark. Within the bot settings themselves, you have to look up the settings of the bot. Again, it's different for every bot. It's not a universal thing. So you have to look up the settings. You can change the prefix. So that's how prefixes work. But yeah, if you do want to clear messages, we do personally. I recommend Dino, right? So I can go to general, question mark, purge 5. Like that deleted the last 5 messages, right? So that's how it works. It's not a feature inherent in Discord. It's a bot thing. You'll have to get a moderation bot that does it. Does that delete message? Yes. Dino, the way Dino's purge, quote unquote purge function works, it will delete everyone's messages. If I type question mark purge 5, it will delete the previous 5 messages. So the 2 messages by Clifton, the 2 messages by Anmol, and the 1 message by Joyston. So that's how to do it. Like, see, look, now it stopped right at 5 messages, and these messages it left. That's how the purge function works. Is it an admin function? See, when you get a bot on your server, many bots have their own dashboard. This is the YGPDB dashboard, right? I can go to its control panel and select stuff like, oh my goodness. Okay, apparently it logged me out. Just a quick login. Okay, so for example, I want to go to the Student Council Official server, right? Yeah, here is where you sort of select who is able to use what commands, right? So not everyone can use commands. And here's what the prefix thing I was talking about. I can change settings here and change the prefix to something else. Here it's minus. Maybe I can change it to I don't know if this is convenient to use. I can change it to that, but I'm just gonna keep it as minus. This dashboard, by the way, is only specific to this specific bot YAGPDB, right? And out of curiosity, if you guys are wondering, this is the bot that we're using to make the role menus, the self reaction roles thing. So yeah, and here is also where you select who do you want to be able to use what commands. So underneath role commands, I think not role commands, somewhere I forgot what it was now, but yeah, here we have selected to make it so that only admins can use YGPDB commands, and even under Dino we selected to make it sure that only moderators can use Dino commands.